We want to get to a story that is unfolding right now. And just a few minutes ago, we learned that the NBC News photographer diagnosed with Ebola arrived back in the United States for treatment. Now that makes 2 patients diagnosed with Ebola now on U.S. soil. And the White House planning to take a look today at what to do with this outbreak. Our Brianne Carter live outside the White House with more on what the day holds for President Obama. Bree?
Autria, later on today, the president is expected to get a briefing from the director of the CDC on exactly what is unfolding here in the United States. This comes, as you mentioned, as we now know that latest patient with Ebola is back on U.S. soil, headed to Nebraska for treatment there. Meanwhile, it comes as ABC 7 News has learned the first person that was diagnosed with Ebola in Dallas remains in that hospital fighting for his life this morning. Now, the family of Thomas Eric Duncan tells ABC News he remains in the hospital unconscious and on a ventilator. Meanwhile, officials are monitoring 9 high-risk patients who came in direct contact with him. Meanwhile, another 40 people in Dallas considered low risk are also being watched. Also new this morning, as we mentioned, that other man who a journalist for NBC who was working in West Africa is now back here in the U.S. to undergo treatment at a hospital there in Nebraska. Reporting live outside the White House, Brianne Carter, ABC 7 News.
All right, Brianne, thank you. And we want to remind you that there are no local Ebola cases. Tests for Ebola were negative for the patients at Shady Grove Hospital and Howard University Hospital. The patient at Shady Grove had malaria.